I know what you're thinking, because the title of this video says No Luggage Challenge, and I'm holding all of this luggage. So what's the deal? Well, I'm going to show you in this video how to put all of this luggage on your person to where it'll be a no luggage challenge. But I'm kind of doing the backwards way from my last video where I was wearing all of my luggage to start with. This is to show you how you're going to go to the airport, okay? So let's go ahead and get started in this video. And as you can see, I have 2 bags here that I'm going to later turn into clothing items that I can wear. And this is everything that I need for my trip. I'm actually pre-game packing for a trip that we're gonna be taking in a few weeks to Arizona. But anyways, I wanted to show you something because I made a thing and I want to show it to you. And is this a brag video? It's kind of a brag video. Anyways, this is, if you're wanting to do the no luggage challenge but still being overpacked, this is the way you would look going into the airport, lugging all your stuff. How would you go through security? Well, you would just take these things off and put these in the tray. This is the little bag that's gonna have, it's a scarf bag with your phone and your wallet and your passport in there. And then this is the hoodie with a backpack in it, all right? So those things would go in your tray, and that way you have nothing in your pockets. All right, so let's look at this outfit that I have for traveling, because this is actually my anchor shirt. This is my, when I was thinking of going to Arizona, I'm like, oh, I should wear this shirt. I don't know why. It's not the 80s, but I don't know. I just thought it looked very Sedona or something. I don't know. So anyways, this shirt obviously is one of those dual purpose shirts, because you can wear it as a layer like I am right now, or you can wear it as a button down shirt. This is a merino wool tank top that I could hike in, or I could use as pajamas. These are my capri, hiking capris, and I could wear these as pajamas as well. And so I already have a base, oh, merino bra also. I have a base, I have a layer, and I have a bottom already, straight out the gate. Now, what do I have packed? All right, well, let me show you what I have packed. And again, this is how you're gonna go through security, is put all your stuff on the belt, and then later, you're going to put all this stuff on your person. So let's go ahead, let's do that part first before I show you what I have all packed. All right, so this is my brag, okay? This is my brag, this is my brag. Yesterday, it took me 5 hours, but I made these pants. All right, so I'm gonna show them to you, and hopefully that will stay there. Okay, yeah, they're very heavy. These are jeans. Okay, so let me show them to you. These are a pair of jeans that I bought extreme thrifting. I paid $1 for them, and because for some reason I just had this idea, like I like those green pants that I showed in my last video, but the pockets are really small. And I thought, you know, it would be something if you could get the pocket to go all the way across the leg instead of just a little pocket in the front. And you can actually pack thicker clothes that way, and you can pack more clothing that way. But these are just a pair of jeans that I outfitted with these zippers. So let me show you the zippers. I have 1, 2, 3 zippers here, and then I have some secret zippers in the back with a really deep pocket, and I'll show you why I did that. Now, what I used for the pocket lining is I had a silk dress that I bought on the dollar rack, and I didn't realize there was a stain on it. So I have used this, and this silk actually has some spandex in it, so it's a little bit stretchy. And so are the pants, they're a little bit stretchy. So they're actually kind of almost like wearing sweatpants, except for a lot nicer, because they're kind of, now they are lined with silk. And so wearing that against your body is very comforting and nice if this is the thing you're gonna be wearing on an airplane. All right, so now I'm gonna attempt to very delicately put these pants on. All right, so after you've gone through security, you're gonna either take all your stuff to the bathroom and do this in a bathroom stall, or, you know, you're just gonna do it there in the terminal, right? All right, and this is how it goes. You just put them on like pants. And again, we're not to the point yet where they're going to charge you for all luggage, but in the event that that is what's going to happen eventually, this is my preparation. And I am actually gonna wear these pants on my next trip because I think they look cool, not stuffed full, but they look cool, and I can put extra stuff in there that I wouldn't be able to travel with. I wasn't very clear in my last video about my laundry line. This is my laundry line, which allows me to travel for a longer time with fewer clothing. But let me see, do I have an example of something? All right, let me just use my shirt. So what you do is you wash the thing and then you stick the item through the loop, and then you just can hang all of like your socks and your underwear, wash them out like that. And these hooks can hook on whatever, and it's stretchy. But in this event, I'm going to use this as my belt. So I'm gonna put this on before I get on the airplane as a belt. All right, and I'm not even, well, I'll hook it, I guess. I've gotten this far, I might as well hook it. All right, so there's my belt, okay? Not that I need it as a belt, but I have it and I know where it is, okay? And again, remember, if this is a system that you're interested in, the way to do this well is to pack like items all together. So things that are the same go in the hoodie, things that are the same go in the pants, things that are the same go in the vest. All right, and so here, I get my shoes back on, and I'm not ready yet because to get on the plane because I haven't gotten all my luggage on yet. Let me do the vest next, actually. So here's my bag that actually is a vest, and I'm gonna unzip it. And the thing is, once you get on the airplane, you can transition all your stuff back into this bag and stick it under the seat in front of you. Or if you do have space above the seat, if you're on an airplane that has that, you could stick this above the seat. All right, let me see. It may not zip, in which case I will just have to, yeah, I'm just gonna wear it open because I've got too much stuff. All right, now this is the reason, oh, and also these are compression socks. You would have put these on before you get on the airplane, but I didn't feel like doing that. So, you know, compression socks. Now, this is the reason why I have these pockets so deep on the back of these pants, is because I wanted them to accommodate hiking poles if I needed it. I know this is ridiculous, but you know, desperate times are probably going to call for desperate measures. And so if you want to hike and you want your hiking poles and you don't want to pack luggage, you got to do it some way. All right, pretend like that's in there. All right, so I know this is crazy. I know I look like an insane person, but it's just, I think it's kind of an interesting thing to do. All right, so there I have, oh wait a minute, I'm not finished. I still have to put my scarf on with my passport, my wallet, and all that stuff. All right, so, whew, this is how I would get on the airplane, all right? Ostensibly. Now, obviously, the trip that I'm gonna be going on, I'm allowed to carry on and a personal item, but because I know that I can pack everything I need for my trip in my clothing, then I definitely am gonna be able to pack it in probably a personal item. And then my plan is to pack everything in the personal item and then pack the personal item inside the carry-on. So that's all I have to deal with. And then if I buy anything, then I can, you know, use the personal item and the thing. All right, and the carry-on. All right, so now let's go through what I have all packed, and starting with my scarf bag, I've already shown you some of these things, so I'm not going to show you again. So that's my passport, my phone, and my wallet. All right, in my hoodie, I have my sleeping system. And here's another idea. Last time I pinned my eye mask with my earplugs inside the hoodie, but this is another idea that you could do, is just put everything that you need in the hoodie and then pin the hoodie closed like that. But let me just show you what I have in here. I have my blanket scarf, I have an eye mask, and then those earplugs. You know what, I realized in my last video I didn't walk close to the camera very often to show you things. So on the back of the earplugs, I have put Velcro so that they can stick to the eye mask, and that way they all stay together, because you want to keep like things together. All right, now in this backpack, I have it packed very similarly as I had it packed in the last video, but I have a book. I didn't show you my headphones last time, but I've shown you these before. These are Bose noise canceling headphones, along with a plug, a cord, and it has USB-C, micro USB, and a lightning cable, which I don't need that anymore. But those are all of the possible charging ends that I would need, and it's very conveniently kept in that, along with my charging cube and my toiletry bag that I've shown you before. This is my pared down toiletry bag. This is the one I take camping versus traveling, but it fits better inside this little backpack in the back of my hoodie. So that's why I'm showing it to you for entertainment purposes only. All right, and even though most of these items are for a real trip coming up, I'm not gonna pack like this. I'm just using that as an example to show you no luggage packing, but still overpacking. All right, now you'll notice I have one Keen and one flip-flop stuck together. And the reason is because my Keens are thicker than my flip-flops. So when I had flip-flops packed together, they were thinner, and the Keens were a little bit thicker, and it was a little too uneven in the back. So that's why you can do that. You know, you can bring two pairs of shoes, and if one's a little bit thicker, divide them up amongst themselves and disperse them. Then that way their weight is dispersed better. All right, now in this pocket, I have some more toiletries, my umbrella I've shown you before, my sunglasses case. I'm just gonna put them back in here, actually. And then I have, in the front zipper pocket, I don't think I have anything. Oh, I do. These are my aluminum hangers. I've shown you these before. They fold up. And I'm gonna take them on this trip because I wanna see how they do through TSA. Because they are metal, but I'm gonna see how they do. All right, here's another charging cube. And I like this charging cube because it has all of the possible ends once again, just like my other charging cord. So that's a nice thing. It also has a flashlight in it. All right, now that's empty. That's all of it in that pocket. And then over here, I have my foot sling. I have this thing, I'll show you in a second. I have my fan, and I have this pouch. Now what I do with this pouch, I think I've shown you this for my Ireland trip, but I found this on Temu. What I do is I put all of my comfort items in here. I don't have them in here right now because I don't want them falling out when I show you this. But I put all my comfort items in here, and I have a little carabiner that hooks. I can hook it to the tray table in front of me, and that way I have everything I need within access that I would need on the flight, like wet wipes and maybe protein powder or something like that. All right, but the whole thing opens out into a backpack, and my husband is wanting to do some hiking. That's why I have these hiking poles, right? So I can use this backpack for a hike, but it also has a feature where I can turn it inside out and use it as like a little shoulder bag. And it's not very fancy or nothing, but I haven't really been carrying a purse lately anyway. Because my phone and my wallet are together, so I just keep it in my pocket. And then I'll bring like a lipstick or something when I go out. But in case I need it, it's a 3-in-1, and I think that's a really nice little thing to have, even though it's very wrinkly. I probably should steam it, maybe. If I cared, I would steam it. All right, and then in this pocket, my jewelry tray. Jewelry, not jewelry. People say jewelry, it's jewelry. Anyways, my jewelry tray and my massager are in this flat pocket. And then that is all of that. Then we also have, let me do it this way. These top pockets, these are the ones where I put the bulkier items. So here's more toiletries, and up here is another bag of toiletries. So going through security, I would take the liquids bag out, obviously, if they wanted me to. And then here is a little flashlight. It has different flashes. And also it clips onto a hat with that clip. And it also has a magnet on it. It's magnetic, so that's nice. Here's my water bottle. So that is for hiking and for on the airplane. I would fill that up once I get on the airplane. Now, let's get into the clothing that I'm bringing. And let's move all this over because it's a lot. It's a lot, guys. It's extra. It's a lot. All right, so let's start in the top pockets. And the top pocket is the flattest pocket. You'll see once I take everything out of these pockets, you'll see what I'm talking about. But on this particular trip, I need a bigger hat because Arizona, there's no tree cover, you know, and so I'm going to be bringing this as my hiking hat and as my swimming hat, and it has a chin strap. It's also reversible, so that's kind of neat, and you can just kind of smash, you know, if I can't really put this on because I have a hair clip on, but if it's coming down too much, like you can bend it up. It can be like Blossom in the 90s or whatever, that kind of a thing. And so that's nice, and it packs down. I am going to be going to church, so I grabbed this silk skirt that I've had for a billion years from the Gap. And because it packs down so small, I'm only going to be wearing it one time, but it packs down as small as a scarf. So I might as well bring that. All right, and then that way I don't have to bring, here's my bathing suit. I've shown you this before. And remember, the rule is if you bring a bikini top and a bikini bottom, then you don't have to pack extra underwear because you can use these as underwear in an emergency or as an alternate. All right, and then I have 2 pairs of short socks that I would wear with this pair of shoes. And what else? Oh, my 1 pair of underwear. So this laundry line that I've shown you, I would wash my 1 pair of underwear and hang it to dry and wear the other one back and forth every day. All right, these pockets are empty. Let's go to the next pocket. The next pockets here are, here's some polka dot pants. These would be my alternate pajama pants, but I could also wear them potentially with some of my other shirts. You'll see, like, a lot of my shirts are printed like this, so if I want a pattern mix, I could with these pants, but more than likely I would wear these as pajamas. And let's see what else. Oh, these are a pair of linen blend, kind of like swishy. They're not capri pants, but I don't know. They go with my shirts. You'll see. Those are bottom. All right, so, and actually you've seen 2 bottoms. You saw my capri leggings that I have underneath this and my jeans. So 1, 2, and then 3 and 4 bottoms. And then another bottom here is a pair of black linen pants that I got off Amazon. and they're very wrinkled, but they are what they are. And then, oh, a merino bra, and again, wear merino because you can go a few days without washing them. All right, and then in these bottom pockets are all of my tops. All right, so these are 2 tops that I have. They are wool blend t-shirts, and one of them's kind of this yellow-green color, and this one is orange, and I would use these as pajamas, or I might use them, well, I'm going to use them for hiking is what they're for. All right, so those tops, and then I have 2 slightly dressier tops, but we're not really gonna be doing too much dressy stuff on this trip, thank the Lord. But here's one top. This is actually, it was like this big weird tunic, and it had these really weird sleeves, and so I just made it a crop top and cut the sleeves off, and it looks way better. This looks like a way better shirt. Okay, and then here's another shirt. So those are, how many shirts? 1, 2, 3, 4 base shirts, and then 5 this tank top, and then this one layer could go over, you know, that yellow green one, that orange one. It could go over this one if I want a pattern mix, and it could also, I wouldn't wear it over this, I don't think. But you can also see how most of these shirts would obviously go with the black pants, you know, and also with these pants for a color. I don't know if they would go with the polka dots too well. Some of them go better than others, but we're only going for a week, so I have plenty of options to make all kind of different outfits. All right, now my last pocket here are layering pieces that can also be worn as a shirt. This is actually, do you know the show Stranger Things? The show Stranger Things, you can see the tag. But this was a copy of the jumpsuit that 11 wears in like season 3, I think. Anyway, when I bought it at the thrift store, the shorts part of the jumpsuit had a big hole in it. So I just cut it off and sewed it and made it into a top, but it can be worn open. So obviously I could wear this as a layer over a bunch of the other things you've seen. And then my vest, my white vest, I've shown you this before, can be worn as a top or as a layer. And then because I'm going to church, I'm gonna go ahead and bring this cashmere cardigan that I've shown you before. All right, so obviously all these things can, not all of them go together, but enough of them can go all together that I'll get plenty of outfits, and I'm not gonna run out of stuff to wear. And a lot of these things too, because they're polyester or they're wool blend, can be washed out and hung to dry, and they'll dry in like a day or so. So anyway, if I take these walking sticks out, you can see that these pants are really not as super obnoxious as they once were when they were full of crazy things, full of all my clothes. But let me zip it closed. So you see what they look like? They just look like jeans with, it's like, why do you have these zippers? They're not really super noticeable. Like those other pants with the pockets that stuck out on the front, those are very noticeable. They still, I think they still, those pants will still look really cool, but I just wanted a pair of jeans that had the same function because I don't really want to wear long polyester pants in 90 degrees. And I know it sounds crazy to be wearing jeans, but for some reason, I don't mind wearing cotton jeans in hot weather, but polyester just feels like a plastic bag, you know? So anyway, I think they look kind of neat and cool. And also with this shirt, you know, I could cuff them if I wanted to cuff them like that. And it kind of goes with this shirt. It's a little funky and weird and whatever. So neat idea. And I think that's everything I wanted to tell you. So I hope you have a great day and happy travels.